So we're here in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a Mountain Plumbing Products instant hot water heater and an in-sink aerator half-horse disposal. Both of these products were provided by the homeowner, and they purchased these locally. The only thing that we've done is the existing products, one sitting here, you know, in the old box, and of course the old tank sitting here. And so the new one's all stainless steel and about the same dimensions as the other. We did lift it up off the ground because they were having trouble with corrosion underneath and wanted to be able to wipe the cabinet down. So we got the existing bracket moved up. No new hoses or connectors or clips came with it because it was a direct replacement tank only. And I would imagine that when you buy the whole kit, you get all the fittings that go with it, whatnot. So everything is existing. The only thing we've done is installed it, filled it with water, run water out of the dispenser, and so it's heating right now. Nothing is leaking, so we're good on that. The only thing that I would recommend is, you know, you've got a combination of copper, quarter-inch copper tubing, and quarter-inch John Guest fittings. And by all rights, that copper should be connected with brass couplings, compression couplings. So it's going to look similar to this fitting down here on this side. So it's just a coupling with a nut on each side and then a ferrule that holds the copper tubing together. And then, of course, at the stainless steel tank. So that's one thing. The other side is the rubber tubing that comes with it. The manufacturer on the top, I believe they specify silicone. We're not very familiar with this manufacturer, but you do want to replace the hose with something that's compatible with this unit according to what they are specifying. So you can certainly reach out to Mountain Plumbing Products and ask them, hey, can you send me some tubing, send me some clips, send me some adapters, whatever they have, you can get it directly from them. I wouldn't go out and try and do it through another plumbing supply house or Home Depot or Lowe's, because then you're responsible for the material that you're installing. So that's all in. The only thing that we've done is reconnect it. So those fittings are existing to the application. So you know, we don't warrant any of the tubing because that's existing to the home. The garbage disposal, we use these. We usually put the 1/3 horse in, or half horse, 3/4 horse, and so we like these. We know how they function, and they're good. So we went ahead and dropped the old one out. Direct replacement. We did replace the flange. You can just leave the old flange in, but you know, you put a disposal in, then you get a leak out of the existing flange, and you're back for a service call. That's not very fair to the homeowner. So we always use that flange that comes with it. So the old one's sitting there in the box, and then just reconnected the old P-trap. Don't like the Schedule 40 P-traps, the design on those, because they get a little fussy and they want to leak. But we usually pipe open up pretty good, get them tied back together, and there's no leaking. And of course, so this is all new. So new flange, new disposal by the homeowner. Just the discharge hose from the air gap is tied back in. Then of course the 90-degree fitting that comes with the disposal is installed. Plug's knocked out in there, so your dishwasher will drain, and that's good. We did shut the water off and then turn it back on at the angle stops, and those are the dual shutoff valves that have separate, not just two ports, but separate shutoff valves on each one, hot and cold. And they're plastic stems with plastic packing nuts, and there's no dripping. So we've looked at those. There's no dripping on either side, hot or cold. You always want to monitor that. Your whole home actually, not just here, but you want to monitor for leak, any weeping, dripping, spraying, and of course, you know, nobody wants a pipe burst. So just monitor this, and you should be in pretty good shape. So everything looks good. Like I say, the only thing I could recommend is replacing the tubing. If this fitting right there is specific and that's from the manufacturer, then certainly that works fine. But I highly doubt that this John Guest fitting was from the manufacturer. You'd have to get with them and find out. You know, perhaps the tubing was just too short and didn't reach down to the unit where it was installed. So as for that, everything else looks good. Outside of that, this installation is done.